Eagles. Jason, what happened to Raiders Chiefs?
Eagles got to win. You're absolutely right. Let's talk some Raiders Chiefs. That's Patrick Mahomes. They're trying to clinch the AFC West for the 8th straight year. That is Taylor Swift with the 87 Santa hat on. All right, let's get to the football action. Second quarter. She's trying to run a trick play. Pacheco to Mahomes. Fumble. It doesn't work. Bilal Nichols picks it up, and he scores the touchdown right there. Look again. Ball on the ground. Never a good thing. The very next Chiefs offensive play. Jack. That is Jack Jones, the cornerback for the Raiders. He intercepts it and takes it back. Look how he stares Mahomes down as he crosses the goal line. He talked trash this week. So you stop the magician, the act is over. That is Travis Kelce. That is a frustrated Travis Kelce. Slamming the helmet. Andy Reid's like, no, he's not going back in the game. Then he gives him a pep talk, a little bump. Let's get something going. Let's find a way, and let's head to the fourth quarter to see if they did that. Chiefs trailing 20-7. A 4th and goal from the 7 right here. Mahomes has the ball, looking. Rasheed Rice, the rookie, can't come up with anything. Empty on it. Not able to make the play. All right, they get another opportunity. Still down 20-7. Mahomes doing his thing in the pocket, making people miss, staying alive. He finds Justin Watson with a 7-yard touchdown, trailing just 20-14. Get a stop, get the ball back, get it back in Mahomes' hand. Zamir White in for Josh Jacobs, gets the ball, breaks tackles. 42 yards later, he is tackled. Stick a fork in the Chiefs. They are done in this one. Antonio Pierce and the guys all celebrate. Mahomes can only look on as they run out the clock and they get the victory. Raiders win this one 20-14 in the division game, and they eliminate them from being able to get that #1 seed in the AFC. What can you do after a loss like that? Here's what Patrick Mahomes had to say after the game.
I mean, all you can do is just move on to the next day, the next game. We're going to be playing a Cincinnati team that, I mean, obviously wants to beat us. They're playing good football. Their quarterback's playing really good. Their defense has always played good with their defense coordinator. And so all you can do is just move on, learn from your mistakes, get better. I mean, I still believe that we can go do what we want to do. It's just how can we correct it as quickly as possible. We're at 2 games left that are guaranteed. And then you talk about the playoffs. And so all you can do is move on to that next day, get better then, and try to be better the next time we step on the field.
You heard Mahomes. They play the Bengals this weekend, a Bengals team that's playing for their season. Yep. And it is not a win that you could just put in pen, not after the way they played yesterday. The Chiefs no longer can get the 1 seed. They are at the 3 seed right now. Now, in their advantage here, they have beaten the Jaguars head-to-head earlier this year. They did lose to the Bills, though, and right now, that's who they would be playing if the playoffs were tomorrow.
Oh,
very interesting times in the AFC.
It's time for Beneath the Surface, presented by Microsoft Surface. Kansas City struggles continued against the Raiders on Christmas Day. This is a sad one. I barely even want to show it to you because they've now lost 3 of their last 4 games. Specifically, let's just zoom in on, like, that is how the Chiefs are feeling right now. Mahomes looking up at this ball, the game, the whatever, it got away from the Chiefs yesterday. Peter, can you pinpoint there? That's the image right there. What exactly went wrong for the Chiefs?
Is that the image you want? Or do you want Kelce trying to slam his helmet?
Well, you know.
Or do you want Andy Reid bumping Kelce? Or do you want to see Taylor Swift up there just horrified?
Consoling Brittany Mahomes.
Yeah, they are. The Chiefs look sloppy. They don't look crisp. And the sloppiness isn't just like the weird plays on offense, like this stuff here, where it's just off the entire game and drops. And they're trying to get cute, and there's fumbles. Harrison Butker missed 2 field goals in this game. He doesn't do that. Do you want to know how bad this was? Aiden O'Connell, the quarterback for the Raiders.
Do this, Peter.
He went 9 of 11 for 62 yards in the first quarter, which is fine. From the second quarter to the fourth quarter, he went 0 for 10. They didn't complete a pass. And the Raiders still beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. This stuff is weird. It's eerie. And then when you're like, all right, the Chiefs will do their Chiefs thing, and they'll find a way. They get the touchdown to Watson. Zamir White takes them and rips their hearts out and guts them with these runs when everyone knows, sell out for the run. What are we doing? They're not going to throw the ball. They can't throw the ball. They haven't thrown the ball since we opened the gifts 3 hours ago. And yet Zamir White goes for 2 long runs to just bleed out the clock. And, like, it was merciless. This thing here, it's like, all right, just go down, game over.
Zamir White turned into Bo Jackson in the
question mark. I said last week, like, with all my arrogance that I usually have in this chair, and all my I know and everyone else, look what's going to happen. The Ravens are going to either beat the Niners and lose to the Dolphins, or the Dolphins are going to beat the Cowboys and lose to the Ravens. Those teams are going to gut each other, and then in the back door, like a thief in the night, the Chiefs are going to steal that 1 seed because they're going to win out the final 3. They can't get the 1 seed. The Chiefs have to go on the road now. And is anyone scared of the Chiefs right now? I picked them to win the Super Bowl. I like to think that I stick by my, came with the man that I danced with the man that I came with, and that's been the Chiefs. It's hard for me to envision this version of the Chiefs suddenly snapping out of it and hoisting a Lombardi. And yet, the way the season's going this year, anything is possible. This does not feel like the Chiefs of last year or the last 4.
I like that. They tried to play Grinch, get in there and steal the number 1 seed. Door was shut, not happening. But as you watch them, all right, they're a team, they're going to be in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to lose the next 2 games and somebody else win. How do the Chiefs go about winning at this point? You watched that game yesterday, and you saw the frustration from the offensive side of the ball. Mahomes yelling at linemen, Kelsey slamming his helmet. They're going to try to score at the end before half. Mahomes is talking about the play. We've never seen the offense or Mahomes like this throughout the era. We're watching first-time things happening. 14 interceptions already this season. The losses at home. The record, he's never had a record like this in a regular season. But we also watched him. All right, Mahomes throws a pick 6. They have a trick play backed up in their own territory. Do you look at this Chiefs team now and say, you know what, the strength of this team is the defense? How do we play to win football games opposed to the high-powered offense, the trick plays, the different things that we've seen from them in seasons past? Is it now protective football? Because we're talking about, like you said, Schrager, the way the Raiders ran the ball in the 4th quarter. Defense wore down. They shut down the Raiders. They weren't able to do anything. The Raiders' defense scored 2 touchdowns to be able to win this football game. So for the Chiefs on offense, you have to start to look at it. Of course, you have Patrick Mahomes, who ran around for his life yesterday in that game, trying to make plays. It wasn't there. But at least if they protect the football, they give themselves a chance to win. It's almost like philosophical. Something has to flip for the Chiefs because the way they've done it in the past, they don't have the weapons and the dogs around to be able to do that.
I'm saying, when you see Kelsey spiking the helmet, it's nice to see him in the highlight package. At least he can make it one way. Where is Kelsey? Has anyone seen Travis Kelsey? He has 1 touchdown in the last 8 games. He has one 100-yard game in the last 9 games. Romo was on the call being like, I think Mahomes just has to use his legs. What? He's the greatest tight end ever lived. And stop with this thing about there's no one around him. They're covering. Listen, I saw them in the Super Bowl put up 38 points against a great Eagles team, and Juju Smith-Schuster's out there making catches. Don't tell me it's all changed now because Tyreek's gone. There's guys out there. Kelsey is a ghost. He is not there. This Chiefs team, guys, it's December 26th. They just lost to a team that decided not to pass. And it wasn't exactly like the greatest running team of all time. It's this, like, okay Raiders team, and they did it at home. They don't have it, the Chiefs. They don't have it. Sure, they can get it back, maybe, but we're waiting, and you watch the game, and you're like, well, Mahomes will just Mahomes a few things, and he'll Mahomes their way out of it. He's not. He's not Mahomes in anything. He's throwing interceptions. He's having a fumble, a scoop and score on some stupid little trick play. Those trick plays that used to be the darling of the league, and you would find out, oh, they ran it in the 1963 Rose Bowl. It's amazing. Now they're doing dumb stuff, and then on the next play, it's almost like Mahomes is like, well, I got to make up for that, so let me just throw a rifle out to the sideline. Pick 6 gone. They don't have it, and I just want to put out an all-points bulletin. If anyone has seen Travis Kelsey, there's all kinds of jokes and nonsense about his personal life. That's stupid meme stuff. I'm talking about the football. He's not playing great football. He's not rescuing them. He's not saving them. He's not producing. You're Kelsey. Score. Get open. Help them. He's missing. He's completely missing. Great player, maybe the greatest of all time. I haven't seen him in months, and it'd be nice to be shut up.
No, it's a fair take. And, a lot of fantasy owners yesterday are like, all right, well, Kelsey will save that. He didn't do anything for them on the playoffs. I get it. You look at the team from last year, the team from this year, and you mentioned Juju obviously was a part of that team. The offensive linemen have moved on. Is it time to have an Eric Bieniemy conversation?
Sure.
And the rap on Bieniemy on the way out was like he was tough on those players, and maybe he wasn't their best friend. Maybe that's what this team needed. Andy's the nice guy. Nagy's the nice guy. We all love Mahomes. Do they need a nice butt kicking? And maybe that's what Bieniemy brought to the team. Now, I'm not saying Eric's offense is lighting it up in Washington by any means, but you're just trying to think about what's different from this team to last year. And that was the offensive coordinator, whether he was calling the plays, drawing up the plays, whatever it was. He certainly had a voice, and I'm starting to wonder maybe it's Bieniemy that's missing.
Well, I'll be curious to see what happens in Washington with that whole staff, essentially, in the offseason. If Bieniemy is available to the Chiefs once again, potentially, then do they go back to him? Because
could you imagine in
he
January?
had tough love in September, the report was, and then, I know.
Can you imagine if they all blow out the Washington staff and then Andy calls Bieniemy in the playoffs and like come make a run?
Oh my, in the
I'm
playoffs.
doing my own thing.
Yeah.
No way. We've seen the Chiefs, struggle before and they lose. Doesn't this feel different?
It does.
9-6 is different.
Yeah.
Losing at home to the Raiders, a team that you have ownership of, with a quarterback who's not passing. This is different. And I know those Chiefs fans are really passionate and everything. They got to be sitting at home being like, yeah, this is different.
And to your point, all right, you lose Tyreek Hill, you win the Super Bowl last year. Kelsey's now a whole year older, and now you're putting more on his plate to be able to carry this offense. And to your point, it's missing. They haven't been able to do anything.
We're going to find out soon enough what the answers are for the Chiefs.
Xin chào tất cả các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Và hôm nay thì mình sẽ hướng dẫn cho các bạn cách để có thể làm được một cái chiếc túi xách này màu cam bằng cái phần xốp nhũ óng ánh như thế này nhé. Hôm nay thì mình sẽ hướng dẫn cho các bạn cách để có thể làm được một chiếc túi bằng cái phần xốp nhũ óng ánh màu cam như này nhé. Thì đầu tiên là các bạn sẽ chuẩn bị cho mình một cái miếng xốp nhũ màu cam này. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ có một cái bút chì này, hoặc là mình sẽ có thêm một cái compa để mình sẽ quay cái hình tròn làm cái phần thân của chiếc túi nhé. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ có súng bắn keo này và một chiếc kéo này, và mình sẽ có một cái phần xốp nhũ như này thôi. Và các bạn sẽ chuẩn bị thêm cho mình nhé. Cái phần này sẽ là cái phần hạt ngọc như này, để lát nữa mình sẽ có thể trang trí lên bên trên của cái chiếc túi này. Bây giờ thì chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau thực hiện cách làm chiếc túi này nhé. Đầu tiên là các bạn sẽ lật cái phần xốp nhũ óng ánh này lên cho mình. Đây, mình sẽ vẽ bên trên cái phần mặt mà nó không có nhũ như này nhé. Các bạn sẽ quay cho mình hai cái hình tròn để mình sẽ làm cái phần thân của chiếc túi này. Thì các bạn sẽ quay cho mình hai cái hình tròn nhé. Thì các bạn muốn cái phần chiếc túi của mình nó to thì các bạn sẽ làm cái quay hình tròn to cho mình. Còn nếu không thì các bạn sẽ quay hai cái hình tròn vừa vừa thôi nhé, nhỏ nhỏ xinh xinh thôi. Đây, tiếp theo một cái hình tròn nữa này. Rồi, sau khi mà đã quay được hai cái hình tròn rồi, bây giờ thì mình sẽ cắt nó ra nhé. Đây, các bạn sẽ cắt nó ra giúp mình. Cái phần này thì các bạn sẽ cắt cái phần này đi. Đây như các bạn, mình sẽ cắt một cái hình tròn như này nhé. Rồi, tiếp theo cái hình tròn bên này. Các bạn sẽ cắt cả hai cái hình tròn này ra. Rồi, đây sẽ là hai cái phần hình tròn mà mình sẽ sử dụng để làm cái phần thân của cái túi nhé. Cái phần này thì mình đang cắt sờ ở đây thì mình sẽ sử dụng làm cái phần quai này. Đây, rồi. Sau đó thì mình sẽ bỏ cái phần này ra để mình tiếp tục các bước làm cái chiếc túi này nhá. Thì tiếp theo nhé là các bạn sẽ sử dụng cái phần hai cái tờ giấy, hai cái phần này các bạn sẽ đặt cái phần này lên trên này nhé. Đặt một cái hình tròn lên trên cái phần này. Đây, bạn đặt hình tròn này lên trên này. Các bạn sẽ sử dụng cái bút chì này, các bạn sẽ vẽ cái đường cong của cái phần hình tròn này sang đây nhé. Rồi, sau đó các bạn sẽ cắt cái phần này ra cho mình này. Đây, các bạn cứ cắt giống mình đi, rồi lát nữa thì mình sẽ biết được cái tác dụng của cái việc cắt như thế này nhá. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ tiếp tục mình đặt cái phần này, mình đặt lên bên trên của cái phần hình tròn còn lại này. Mình đặt lên bên trên cái hình tròn còn lại. Sau đó thì mình sẽ sử dụng bút chì và mình sẽ vẽ cái đường cong. Đây, mình sẽ vẽ cái đường cong giống như là cái phần bên này bị khuyết đúng không? Mình sẽ vẽ vào đây, sau đó thì mình sẽ cắt nó đi. Đây, như vậy là mình đã có hai cái hình tròn mà nó có một cái phần khuyết ở bên trên như này rồi nhá. Bước tiếp theo là các bạn sẽ làm cái phần thân của cái túi này bằng cách là các bạn sẽ gập cái phần này lại này. Đây, tiếp theo các bạn sẽ gập cái phần này vào đây. Đây thì các bạn sẽ thấy là cái tác dụng của nó là mình sẽ có được cái phần khuyết ở bên dưới này, làm cái phần đế nó sẽ bằng nhau đúng không? Bây giờ thì mình sẽ đi dán keo vào nhé. Đây mình sẽ đi dán keo vào cái phần thân của cái chiếc túi như thế này. Đây, các bạn dán keo vào cái mặt này cho mình. Dán keo vào đây. Rồi lật mặt này lại. Các bạn sẽ dán tiếp cái phần keo này vào cái mặt này. Rồi, các bạn đặt lên đây giúp mình. Rồi, đây, như vậy là mình đã có cái phần để mình sẽ làm cái phần thân của cái chiếc túi rồi đúng không? Bước tiếp theo là mình sẽ đi làm cái phần đáy đúng không? Cái phần đáy thì các bạn đang thấy nó đang bị hỏng như thế này. Bây giờ mình sẽ lấy cái phần mà mình vừa mới cắt nhé các bạn. Mình lấy cái phần mà mình vừa cắt khuyết ở bên trên cái hình tròn ấy, mình sẽ dán xuống bên dưới của cái hình này để làm cái phần thân nhé. Làm cái phần đáy nhé. Các bạn sẽ dán keo vào đây. Các bạn dán keo vào như thế này. Rồi, sau đó các bạn đặt cái phần này lên trên